Hush, you're on recording.
Hush, you're
Don't know.
sounds like
Lions and tigers come running just to steal your love. Out on the farm, we'll be swimming with the mother dove. Deep in the net to where lions and tigers come running just to steal your love.
Now that wasn't too bad, was it, Ryan? Considering that Red Hot Minute that I played you earlier, that was a better song, right? Lev, I can barely hear you, dude. You're like talking through a sock or something. It sounds like hello.
Is it still right
That's
now?
better. How's your night going?
Is it better now? Excuse me.
You like my glove?
Not red hot, just one hot.
Yeah, chili peppers.
It's one hot, red hot, one hot minute. Yeah, the one hot minute by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah.
Why am I hearing double? What the fuck? Why am I hearing a repeat? Well, I don't have anything open in my background. I'm hearing double today. It's fucking weird, dude.
It's all in your head, dude.
No, it's not.
He's getting double. He's getting like an echo behind everything when somebody says something or Anything?
You don't hear that.
So, no, we don't. You hear anything, Lev? I mean, either.
No. There's a bit of a background
Oh,
noise. It sounds
that's
like
his
we're in
heater.
water.
We're here.
It's the heater.
Yep.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
it sounds like a toilet.
Even though it's 12 seconds off, and it sounds, I can just basically hear myself talking in the background what I said 12 seconds ago. Whatever.
Hello.
And you're not answering.
That
That's just
dropping and
weird.
coming back.
Hmm.
Is it just? It might be just a connection, just drop
No,
and come
it's
back.
not his
Maybe.
connection. He actually has the heater on. Now he muted himself.
No, I mean
Yeah.
probably for the sound to
Try it.
come back.
See if you drop in and drop out. Give it a shot. That's always a cure with the internet. Drop in, drop out, Discord, whatever server you're in. I spent the afternoon, like, I got to talk to Arwen in person today. It was weird. I had, like, I corrected him. He was sitting there telling everybody that the Bible was originally written in Aramaic. And I'm like, no. It was written in Chaldean and Hebrew. And I didn't go into detail about it. And that's all I said. That was the end of the conversation. He was in Discord talking everybody into the after show for some reason. Well, how you doing tonight, Lev?
Quite good. I didn't make a video last night. I started a bit later, so I'll continue tonight. I want to get these last few out and then it'll finish off this mini series, which is getting longer and longer.
Is it made for TV miniseries? Made for television. The miniseries. Lev goes to the Antarctic. Yeah. That's going to be Rogers. Yeah. Well, I'm going there, I think, if I get enough money. And
it's part of the the Origins of Life Chi creation, and so now this is Chi creation Love and Light. So it's like a little bonus series for that. I've not finished the other series, you see. I've got more to do on that one.
Let's get him in. There he is. Ryan, you're back. How's it sound? Can you hear us? Are you beautiful?
It's good now.
Is that better?
Cool. Yeah, it was just a connection, I think. Probably something to do with the internet. We got Shannon in here too. Hey, Shannon. That's one of our donors. I'm still waiting for people somebody to come around and just give me $40,000. Yeah. So I don't have to worry about it. I got a year to do it. Maybe I'll find somebody who wants to fund the expedition. Maybe I could go approach Duffy and see if he'll pay for it. I don't think he will. Just my opinion. He's right down the street. I hear he's a millionaire too. Yeah, but he drives a Subaru Forester and he pastors a small church.
I don't get the part where it's supposed to be like a millionaire but in debt.
I don't get it either.
So
it's because he stole the money from someone else.
Yeah. God damn that guy. So you have anything you want to review tonight? I know you know exactly where you want to start, so I'm sure you have your finger on the trigger, right?
I've not prepared myself. I've got my page open.
I didn't know exactly which one you wanted to go with to begin with, so I didn't grab it neither. And me and Ryan were having a lovely conversation before we started.
I saw you today on your live stream.
Ooh, you had a live stream?
Or on your whatever it was, your premiere, whatever.
Yeah. He doesn't do live.
Yeah,
I know. Hey, have you done a live yet besides our show? And David, I know I watched you on David the first time I saw you. You were on his show. You were doing it like basically just a premiere of your stuff on his stream, or he was premiering one of your shows. I can't remember which of the two it was.
He plays me stuff sometimes, but when I go on panel, I've not reviewed my stuff on his panel before. We just talk about stuff when we go on. There's too much to talk about generally, so let's have a look. I'll skim through this one. Can't remember what them two are about. Realm of Nature ones, which is just before the Origins of Life. talking about the mother tree and all that kind of stuff, which are like referred to in all tree episodes and stuff. So I don't know. We'll skip that for now. We'll go on for the first origins of life. We'll go on for that
Nice.
one.
Well, we got a little bit of a crowd. We got Jeff in the house now, Mr. Gashead himself. Hi, Jeff.
What's up, Jeff?
Never see that guy anywhere. He's never around. I'm working on my own vape gate right now. What's up now? Did you watch Winston's stream? The last one he did? God Almighty!
No. So was it what Flats reviewed?
Yeah.
I saw some of Flats and stuff. I had to skip back to the beginning to see what it was about and stuff like it.
Yeah, Nathan did a review on it too, and Nathan's like, he's stoned. That's the first thing he said.
PJ was saying about like heroin, wasn't he?
He's saying like some kind of barbiturates or something. He was on some opiates, but he didn't say heroin out loud. You know.
How fun!
Yeah. Boy, it looks like he was jacked up on something, dude. He's telling everybody he's exercised. That's all he did. That's why I look like this. I did a workout. Yeah. I worked out. It looked like that when I was done, dude. I used to do CrossFit.
No, after the workout, you can like you're vibrant and confident and all that kind of stuff, and they were opposite.
Exactly, dude. I did CrossFit twice a week. You know what CrossFit is?
Yeah, you do like multiple things, don't you? Like running about.
Oh yeah, dude. By the time you're done, you're in a pool of sweat, dude. You can't move. We did everything from Atlas balls to rope work, tire work. We do 4-mile sprint runs, and then we do isometric exercises for the last half hour, and then we would wind down with push-ups or sit-ups, and that's like a 4-hour stretch, dude, and twice a week. Yeah, I couldn't keep up with some of those kids, but I did my share. Doing 175 pounds of Atlas balls. When you do lifts like that, it's strenuous, and kettlebells too. We did those.
Like you got your yeah, I've posted it.
Okay, let me grab it. It's not showing him a stream. What the heck? Oh, that's the last one. I gotta find get into the chat.
Okay. There we go. Fresh one.
Okay. I gotta get to my channel. Hey, we're live right now, according to this.
According to what?
According to YouTube. You don't have it queued, do you? Are you gonna start at the beginning?
Yeah, beginning.
Oh, all
right. Since we've been on for 13 minutes?
Yes, we have. Looks like it. Yep, 13 minutes, 28 seconds to be exact. Timestamp that one, puppy. Wow. The spirit of nature, the origins of life part. I can't see the part. They always hyphenate it and dot it out. That looks right, doesn't it? Looks like it.
Yeah, it's good. It's the spirit of nature. It's end of the War of Nature series. It's kind of like it needed a different title, so we were gonna. I didn't know we were gonna make more content either. So,
nice.
Well, other than this being part one, but yeah, I thought it was gonna be end at series in a sense and stuff like it. So yeah, I'll let you carry on.
Oh, you want to go ahead and play it? Okay, I'm starting. This reminds me of a Tool video, by the way. I was just looking through the video. Like, yeah, they would use these symbols and the nature of things and like schism and stuff. All right, I want to play it.
Nature, the origins of life. This is a map of the old world, before the fire, before the disaster and stuff. So this is like an example of what the forest network used to be, like the brain capacity of it in a sense. It's like all your continents are here, There's no oceans because maybe it will like a swamp, you know what I mean? There's kind of like a lot of speculation that goes with it. But in the sense of what we've got is this world tree, which is connected to everything else. Everything's connected, you know? Like when we talk about the rainforest and how it, you know, the canopy works with the everything just works together, and it's like a massive brain kind of thing. Like so, like I mentioned.
That's a lot of analogies, Lev. What the hell? Now it was a map. Okay, I got that. I can kind of see that. That's the center point.
It's all the same. This is what it used to be like. That's what the forest used to be, as powerful as that in that kind of way. It made the continents. You know what I mean? It's like there were only water to begin with, and so when maybe we should have played the previous 2 episodes because it explained that a little bit and stuff like.
Okay.
But it's like 2 episodes, so it's like an hour
Jeez.
to go through in a sense
Yeah.
to like I suppose there's a lot of things added into it. You know what I mean? It's not just saying the same thing, but it's all the colour that you can put into it to show what I'm trying to say and stuff like that. So
you went all the
like
way
I said, it's
to
in terms of like
you went all the way to a neural network like a brain. Yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
yeah. So like that's what it is. It's the realm's conscious. So when we look at the network of the forest, all those neural connections through the root and stuff, that is it's connected to source consciousness in that way. You know what I mean? It's like it's showing you the same patterns of what you get in ocean. So when you get all your cymatic patterns, and then when we see that repeated on fish, and then we see all the pareidolia that comes with it, then we can see how that connection's there. It's like what sources, basically.
Yeah.
So this is the forest is a physical manifestation of that communication of the sunlight and water. So that's why it's sacred, and so that's why it produced life, all that kind of stuff. Like,
Dude.
so where we get our neural network in our brains, it's an advanced version of this in a way. Kind of.
Yeah.
It's a yin and yang about it. It's like I think the forest has a better connection because like if we connect to the forest, then you've got much more of a connection to source yourself. Then.
Okay.
So like if you connected with the trees and stuff like that, you're much more likely to become enlightened. Like bodhisattva under Buddha tree and all that kind of thing.
Well, I've got two things to tell you. Does that include coral? And I got to introduce you to my brother one day.
I think it does include coral.
Oh
Yeah.
hell! Yeah.
Is it?
Well,
I'm supposed to not be a coral denier.
Damn
I'm
straight.
supposed to be not a coral.
The coral league would thank you, and they won't shun you or disregard you in the media. You're not going to get slandered by the coral community, sir. Not at all. They love you.
It's the coral, the Globa coral group, which I don't like.
I don't know, man. I didn't know there was one, but now we have coral denial. So we can take that to Washington. We'll advocate for coral. Save the coral. I know there's.
I played that video last week.
Yeah, I know.
It was boasting the globe, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Maybe all these globies are hooked to the coral. My oldest daughter, she's still a globie, and she loves coral. She raises it though. So yeah, she's got. I think altogether she's got 4 tanks now, and I have one of them here with me. I don't have it working, but I have it in storage. So I got a full, I think a 80-gallon tank in the garage with everything set up for salt water. So I can start raising coral myself. And that we could examine the coral on the show. That would give you a leg in, wouldn't it? We could prove coral is flat.
Let's see. We can't use it to prove a globe because being a globe to prove, you know what I mean? So, like on that video, we were saying it's like we were saying it proves that we had longer and shorter days.
I remember that part. Yeah.
But you can still have that on a flat Earth, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna like the described time to speed up and slow down and all that kind of stuff, don't they?
Well,
and then speed up again.
You know, at the South Pole, they have 32 different time zones at that point, right? The so-called South Pole.
That's
yeah.
Cool.
So that's where all their meridians coincide supposedly. That's just cartography. It's mapping. They did the celestials. They mapped it there, and the sun could run a shorter circuit there. It would take shorter time in the south if that's the way it actually works. The thing is,
And see, what about the celestial stars on the south? Because when you get your time lapse at stars and you get all lines ringing round and stuff like that kind of thing, you can see that there's like two poles in the celestial sphere.
yeah, but they're not antipodal from each other. You understand what I'm saying? The horizontals run straight. In other words, there's two center points across the plane. That's the way I look at it. That's what I see when I look at the.
Yeah.
They're they're not below your feet somewheres. I don't look south and go, that's below me. No.
I think they're using wrong kind of compass. It's like the opposite kind of magnet. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know how they magnetize a compass needle, and you don't need a compass needle to be magnetized for it to work, though. Any small piece of copper or a pen will actually, if you float it, it will point north.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So the reason they magnetize it is I'm not really sure. I've heard it described in the making part of it. Like I've watched compasses be made. So they do magnetize it. They get they make it into a dipole. So there are better ways of doing it. You can find north without any of that. North is easy to find. All you need is water and a pen. You can find north. North is the great attractor.
The great attractor.
Yeah, the
That's
attractor.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's what they call the sun.
yeah. Well, the great attractor is.
That's what they call the sun as well.
Yeah.
So the relationship between the sun and the earth being the same thing. There's a lot of connections. It's like I keep spotting them every day. It's like something new.
Yeah, my daughter's trying. I got to babysit the kids in the morning. I got the grandkids. So my daughter's texting me right now. She's going, "You got to be here." I got to be there at 7:15. So that's in 5 hours almost. So she's worried about it. There's been twice where I've been late. That's over a period of a year though. So I get them on 2 days a week. I'm off tomorrow, so I get the days off. I don't really have days off. I get 1 day maybe out of it. So. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You gonna play more? You ready?
Yeah.
Right.
And having a heart last time, it's kind of like, how do you have a brain without having a heart? You know what I mean? That's like the spirit of the brain comes from the heart. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they go hand in hand, basically.
I just got one thing to say, Liv. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah. The brain and heart work together in tandem. Ocean and forest, or whatever it is I'm trying to say on this point, because I don't know what I can't remember what we were saying.
So you agree there's a duality in nature, right? Correct? Absolutely.
Yeah,
You can't have the sun without the
I
moon.
even considered that, like the forest network, it might have even the trees might have even had hearts. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've got no idea. It's like if a tree is that big, it's like the trees that we experience now. They're not in their maturity. They're like adolescent trees in a sense. When they get the puberty change, the hormone change, so that you get all the burl on the tree and stuff like that kind of thing. That's a reaction to a hormone. So if that were part of the expansion process for the giant trees to occur, so all the trees that exist now are the same kind of trees. Like a cedar tree, we have cedar trees. So you know what I mean. If that's one of the giant trees, then all it has to go is through that hormone stage, and it'll grow like no else, right?
Well, my great grandparents on my mother's side, they're from Lebanon to start with. Their origins go back there, and they have the great cedars there. Have you seen the great cedars?
Great Caesars.
No, cedars.
Cedars.
Lebanon,
All right, Cedars.
Yeah, it's mentioned in the Bible too. Yeah, the cedars of Lebanon. Yeah. There's only stumps left now of some of the larger ones, but they still have them. They're still growing. So. And they do have a circulatory system. Obviously, trees do pump their life juices through their entire system. Yeah. So I could say there is a heart to a tree. And actually, if you look at like aloe vera and agave and a couple other different plants, they actually call it the heart of uh, the agave and the aloe vera. They call mostly the hearts are made reference to in the mother of aloe vera.
Artichokes have hearts.
Yeah, and I heard something about artichokes. They may have choked Artie, but they're not choking Raji. Let's put it that way.
It's part of our design. We've got a heart, quite obviously. So when we consider that we came from the trees, the design's already in there and stuff like that. Which I found it later in water episodes and stuff kind of thing as well. So it's like, that's where the design comes from essentially. So the trees repeat the design, and it's like what now we've got. If the trees were in that stage, it's like the consciousness of the forest knows that it isn't a utopia for creating life. It needs to rebuild its forest before it can actually do that again. You know what I mean? It won't consciously do it unless it is ready.
That makes sense. Uh, Conscious, but I got to look at this as a great design. There has to be somebody designed all this. It didn't just happen. Let's put it that way. There's
No. This is it's a spiritual origin.
absolutely.
That's what the the most recent series kind of shows that basically,
Nice.
because it goes into more of the Taurus field, the design of that, and all that kind of stuff. How the realm kind of breathes and all that kind of stuff. It's all organic in that kind of way. And
Your
it's kind
heart
of
is a
like,
Taurus field.
Yeah. Lev said that a couple of times already.
yeah. That's it. That's the sun. The sun's a Taurus field, and that's our Taurus field that we're inside. And so when we see the sun outside of ourselves, we're seeing the reflection of ourselves off the next dome. If you consider the first dome to be like the actual exterior of the sun, so that's like in the sky, but you can't perceive it
Say
because
what?
when you look at a sundog, you can see the colors on the outside of the sun, but not in the middle. So that's like invisible. So when we look out, it's see-through. If you were to look in from outside, like the reflection shows, it's all bright because that's how much passion in the spirit there is. So it's not fire, but it's the fire. It's a spiritual element of fire rather than the left brain way of thinking of it. That's what the pushing with space. We can see space above us. The narrative of space kind of got destroyed with flat Earth and stuff like that. But how NASA pushed the idea, you know what I mean? It's really, we just need to reimagine how we see the sky. You know what I mean? And same in like all biblical ways of seeing the world and sort of spiritual ways. You know what I mean? All the different, you know, um, religions and stuff, that kind of thing, that have this view of the world and stuff like. I think they considered it all to be, that's like the spiritual realm in space. But now we've got NASA for saying, you need rockets, and they're doing all these tests, and this blue glow must mean it's certain chemicals, you know what I mean, and stuff like, when they're seeing these nebulas and stuff kind of thing. Yeah, so like, they're just making stuff up because they don't know what they're talking about.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody
like, I mean, even
can like
yourself.
reach out and touch it. You know what I mean? Like
That's it. Yeah. There's a lot of things which is completely off. And when we look at it in this other way, like us being sun and that being a reflection of ourselves and stuff like, then we can figure out how far away it is. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, with that, you can figure out, you'll be able to figure out everything. It's like, you remap it up in a sense, because like, again, we can't really touch it. But if we do have something to confirm, like, like the distance of a dome, then we can figure out how big or how far away or all these wandering stars are and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's like, I'm quite confident that the truth movement can figure it out. You know what I mean? If they hide it, that means that they must know what it is to have reason to hide
Ryan thinks the same thing.
You know?
That NASA's definitely hiding a lot of stuff that they're actually up to. What they
Yeah.
do, and when they actually get it at that height.
It's it's a war on spirit, isn't it? So
Yeah.
if that's the spiritual world, then they want to
Well,
cause as much damage as possible, and they're using us to do
yeah.
it. You know what I mean? All the resources that we get.
Well, if they were actually all the stuff they predicted and all the space travel and stuff was actually possible, we would have already done it, dude. I promise you. They've been shooting those things up
Yeah,
since what, the '60s? Jeez, by now we should have got somewhere, But we haven't seen any progress from
that's
this.
it. They would have been back to the moon because, like, the few rocks that were brought back, not that they're
Rocks.
really brought up back, it's petrified
Yeah.
tree, isn't it? But in the narrative of them, like, supposedly bringing stuff back, right? Really, they would have been back there, explored it more to find out what other resources they are there, and then they would have mined it like no else,
Mhm.
right? You'd have people working up there now, you know what I
There'll be a
mean?
launch pad
Slaving away and all
sitting
that kind of stuff.
right on the moon, launching off the other rocks in the sky. Yeah, that would have already happened.
Yeah, yeah. They would have started exhausting Moon for materials
Well,
first, you know
yeah,
what
I
I mean?
remember
And
like
then
6 years ago, I had a girl from NASA. One of their spokespersons says the reason we haven't done anything, we need more funding, and like that's why we haven't got anywhere because we need more money. So the millions you've gotten,
well, that's what
yeah,
they want. Yeah,
they
yeah.
want your money.
They don't want to show you what they're actually doing. You look at all progress in AI stuff. You know what I mean? That's gonna replace us. Humans are going to be obsolete. Look at like animals are going to be obsolete
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're
because we're,
not.
we're,
Because somebody has to keep fixing those
we're
machines.
make,
Yeah, that's we need slaves to work the
yeah,
controls,
but
dude.
if we get machines to fix the machines, that's why we've got like humanoid
That's the same
robots.
reason why they'll never shut off the internet.
The
It's because they have us hooked on it. They're never going to shut down the internet. That's stupid.
they're,
That would be an idiotic thing to do. We'd all go
they're going to
nuts
put
if they did that.
they won't need people. And as the generations go through, we're going to get replaced. And like, what's it say in Georgia Guidestones? How many people to survive? You know what I mean? Is it like 7 billion have got to die, aren't there? That's not like that. So it's like most of the population's got
That's
to
just
die.
their stupid belief, though.
The humans out of the 99% which are left, we're going to be prisoners. We'll be like test subjects for science and stuff, like that kind of thing. For the 1% to, you know, when you I don't know, you kind of visualize what it is and where it's leading and stuff like that, then it's quite obvious where it's going. But they're not for, you know what I mean, they're not doing note for us.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, like a lot of the Hollywood movies, they portray that whole utopia, right? Think about it, like I Am Legend, I Am Robot, and you got Skynet, Terminator 2. Uh, the whole point is one of them pushes a lot of fear in it, so they plant that seed in your mind, right? And the only way that they can actually do this in this world, in this realm, is you have to let it grow. You gotta feed it yourself, and I don't care what kind of money they throw at it. I've watched them try to build AI. I watched 3 large companies try to do it, and they fail every time. And what we're dealing with now is basically they're using us as the AI. They're feeding off of it. That's what the internet's doing. So they're not.
They're back engineering the sacred technology, which is nature, which includes us. So that's why that's how everything about the AI and all technology and all that kind of stuff it's basically that's what is the back engineering. So rather than like saying that a UFO crashed and now they've got the technology, they're trying to back engineer that. That's not true. You know what I mean? It's already here. Everything's already here, but they want to back engineer.
Yeah, but I mean, you can back engineer it all day long, but you got to get compliance from the inhabitants of this world, and I don't think we're going to let it happen. Personally, I'm not going to let it happen in my world. And the more people that stand up
Yeah,
to it,
but they've,
the worse it becomes for them.
they've got the trust of most people. Most people are paying the taxes and going along with it, and they think it's right to do so. You know what I mean? Where it's like, really, we're paying for his own death trap. So
Well, there'll be people that are going to fight back, dude. and it seems like a lot of people are actually waking up to the idea that they're actually trying to.
Yeah, it's truth
Yeah.
movement.
So the more people that we wake up and smack in the face with it, the less chance they are. So they're not going to. I'll write flyers out. I'll be telling people about what I know until I'm gone. You know, that's just it. It's kind of like a never say die attitude I have, and I don't like tyrants at all, dude. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I hate them.
that's what I've got. But we need to like make sure that it don't go that direction where, I mean, where the government pushing
Yeah.
it, because we are becoming obsolete. It's like, all the jobs which have gone. So now there's, the homeless is increasing, and it's gonna like everything's backwards in that kind of sense. It's like really,
Well, when I was in
I don't know.
Tempe, the homeless camps had doubled up and what they were, and they would move around, and all they would do is play tag with the local police. They would harass them, and the thing is that every time anybody tries to spark business and put commerce back in the city, they got to jump through all the political hoops to go with it. It's just really hard to remedy the situation. But they're the wealthy. This is who are actually pushing that agenda, and the middle class who think they're intellectuals or they're all for it. It seems like it's like they would love a Jetson utopia. I definitely hate the idea. I've had a couple people actually tell me that recently. That's out of the blue. They walk up. I would love to be like George Jetson and have a Rosie robot and fly around in a car and eat pills instead of food. It, I don't like that idea.
Sure, why not? It might be fun.
Would it?
You get to ride escalators everywhere.
Escalators? Sweet. Nah. I'm not.
It's how they want to sell it like that rather than it actually being like
Yeah.
that. Is they sell it as this like this perfect automated world where you don't have to do anything, everything's taken care of. But when have they actually cared about like your free time? You know what I mean? It's like if you're working and stuff like that kind of thing, you don't get much free time. You know what I mean? If you want to be a musician, and you've got a warehouse job, then you're really limited on your progress for it because you so much time's taken up in that kind of way. Meanwhile, like there's all those people which are out of work because everything's become automated. Those people out of work, they should be getting those luxuries which are promised to us in future now. So this shows you what we'll get in future. If you end up losing your job and all these kind of things because it become automated, there's no way you're going to be able to work because all other jobs are kind of filled up because everyone's desperate for work.
Yeah.
So it's showing you'll be pushed out. You won't get these luxuries.
No.
Some people will at top, but these are people which are getting like 100 grand a year and all this kind of stuff. Like,
Well, I've made that kind of money in a couple of years. I made almost $250,000 a year, a couple of times, and it didn't change my life at all, dude. It made things easier for a while, but the money does run out if you don't save it. If you just make the money, pay your bills, and you not concerned with what you do with your money. It didn't make me a different person. I didn't become all of a sudden like, aha, I'm better than you. I make this much money. No, it didn't change my personality or the way I treat people. I think that's really important. But money itself, having it, I'm not saying it's bad, but when you actually rely on having that money for your life instead of living your life, makes you bad. If you stop, talking to people and become reclusive and become a rich millionaire and live in an ivory castle somewhere, you develop the same tendencies that they have. You become them. I think it's weird. If you've ever made that kind of money, there's a tendency to just rest on it, and you get more involved with the process.
I think there's a way to deal with it, like in a personal way, in a sense, and stuff like. One aspect is like, if I like reading novels, right?
Yeah.
And if I were a millionaire, it wouldn't make that novel any better.
No, it wouldn't.
You know what I mean? I've got to be in my own comfort space in my own mind to read properly. You know what I mean? And stuff like so. In the terms of like, it doesn't matter where you are, you can read a novel anyway. You know what I mean? Or what value you are or whatever and stuff like. You can be completely skinned. You can even be homeless and read a novel and enjoy it.
Well, I've
You
been
know.
there too. I
But
spent 3 years being homeless, even after I think less than 5 years after making that kind of money. It didn't change me. You know, I've been on both ends of the spectrum when it comes to being rich and poor. So,
that's good that you've seen both sides in that kind of way. Will it for long?
yeah. Well, I think
because it's not going to be good. Like,
no, like I was homeless for 3 years in California. I lived on the streets. Yeah. And not once did I ever beg any money from anybody. I didn't bum anything. I stayed in shelters. I ate out of food kitchens, soup houses, and I just was bound and determined not to stay there. So I actually just got into a place and got a job and started working again. Started paying bills, but it took 3 years of the process to do it. It just once you get evicted and you lose your job and everything you have all at once, and you're forced to do that, then it determines what kind of person you are. I think it's how you're raised. How, I think more than anything else, I was raised to earn my keep. I don't feel like I've done right unless I have. That's the way I was raised. My grandparents raised me like that more so than my dad or anybody else, and my mother.
Me too. If you're going to work for somebody, you work hard. Otherwise, you're going to lose your job and you're going to have no job. And that's more important.
Yeah. That's the only difference I think between me and being homeless. You know, and there's people that get lost in that, man, and they fall into the trap of like I'll never amount to anything, and I'm stuck here. I don't want to deal with society anymore, and they just give up on life, become homeless completely. They embrace it. I think almost. You ever met anybody like that, Liv?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure. I've seen people embrace other aspects of life. You know what I mean? Like drugs or whatever and stuff like that. And they do embrace it in that kind of way. You know, like even alcohol and stuff like.
Yeah, well, alcohol will lead you there too, quick.
That's wrong. You know you gotta get up early. You're wrong.
Well, anyways, moving back to the video, we'll play some. I think that people make their own bed. That's my opinion. That's all.
So,
all right, let's play it.
Then, since all this, like what it used to be, we can't repeat it today. You know what I mean? We've got like the Amazon rainforest, that kind of serves as an example. But what it used to be, what it could produce before, is potentially so much more greater than what we can see today. You know, it's like we see creatures become extinct. We don't really see new species become, evolve, kind of thing. We might discover a new species in Amazon jungle that somebody's not seen before. It doesn't mean it's not already existed. And maybe, I don't know, maybe new species could evolve or appear, kind of thing, like. But it depends where from, though, you know. But anyway, so with this, what I want to kind of suggest is, if this network is like a brain, and we destroy half of it, nearly all of it, like 90% of it, maybe more, you know, then basically it's like this place, the entire place is like it's got brain damage. You know, it can't function properly. It can't produce what it used to be able to produce because half of it's missing, you know. So like a lot of contemplations about like Earth being alive and all that kind of stuff, and Earth being in like a hibernation. You know, we have like some sort of spiritual amnesia, so we can't connect to source anymore. Not what we can.
That's the first time I've ever heard that, Liv. The Earth being in a hibernation.
Yeah, like the spiritual dark age. So like that's what it is. It's like it's got amnesia. It's like it can't remember. It's got all its neural networks are all broken. You know what I mean? So the memory's still there because it's the memory exists in water. So if you ever get amnesia, it doesn't mean that you're not going to remember it anymore. It's eventually you'll redevelop them neural networks, and the water's got the memory anyway. So that's why people with brain damage and all these kind of things do get the memory back.
I understand what you're saying.
So the Earth has got it as well. Like Source has got the knowledge and experience and all that kind of thing within it. So
That's a different take on it.
so it's
Yeah,
still
I
there.
haven't quite heard that one yet. But the hibernation part, that's what I'm going on about. Yeah. So there's
Well, like it's like it's gone into a coma more than hibernation, you know. So in a sense, it's same as hibernation.
you could say that.
It's a similar concept.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's still cycles that still go on regardless of any kind of hibernation. Just the natural cycle of certain things actually are always. That's where we get natural law from, basically. The natural laws actually are always implied. They do work. You know, certain things in nature do certain things, and it's an always kind of thing. I think it's probably not healed up. It's been damaged at one point in time. It looks like it from where I'm looking at. You know, it's not quite the same as it was. You know, I think you'd be foolish.
It needs all the trees to get the.
It'd be foolish.
It needs to trigger, you know.
Okay, I know what you're saying. And the anything in nature has it's really organic, and I think that the other world folks they hate it for some reason. It seems like they have a visceral for it. They don't like nature. They want to see it all either burn or get washed away or one of the two, but it's always there. You can't get rid of it. I think they hate the world they live in, is what I'm saying. You ever get that feeling?
The
Not
government.
just the government, yeah, government and the people that are in, around, and help develop these systems that hate nature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The people don't, but those people do,
Yeah,
if you can call them
those
people.
people.
But
You know what? Uh,
yeah, they can't stand it. That's what it was called, the war on nature. It kind of expresses the cutting down of the trees and stuff like that kind of thing. But the war on nature, it continues today. You know what I mean? It's part of the war on spirit. Um, so yeah, that's why why I don't know if it's like that thing in 2020 and all these kind of things. Like it's a direct attack.
yeah,
You know what I mean? On humans there, but I mean with pollution and all that kind of stuff, it's if they could get away with it all the time, I mean they do it all the time, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But I don't know. There's a lot with it.
I'll give you an example. Like tonight, I had a guy come into work. He's a new kid, and he came in. He was wearing one of those things on his face, and it said Amazon on it. And he walked past everybody like he was like stay away from me. And I looked at him like, dude, there's so much wrong with that. Just that whole attitude. It's and I don't know where they or why they think like that. I don't understand. It's like they wear it with pride. It's weird.
It's propaganda.
They get told this,
It is
right?
everything about like just being caught up in what that narrative is and stuff, that kind of thing, and what it turns people into. Like Rihanna say, you know what I mean? When you got these kind of pop stars and stuff like that, they've changed what cool is. Yeah, I used to see somebody who's cool as somebody that you can get along with really well. You know what I mean? But now cool somebody who wears bling and is better than you. You know what I mean? And that's not a cool person.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? That's like an arrogant, up themselves kind of person. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
we
So
got a word for him. It's PRICEK, I think. A prick. Yeah, that's what they are, dude. That's an absolute. I'm better than you. I don't. I don't have to deal with life, and I don't want to deal with life, kind of thing. They're like disconnected. That's what I'm looking at. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, that's what the rat race does. You become for yourself, and then you're disconnected from everybody. So your intentions have led that way. So you end up like going home alone in that kind of same narrative, annoyed with world, and that internal narrative, just being pissed off with everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that projects.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it does, and it's not good or healthy. I don't think personally. It it'll make you crazy in the long run if you can't deal with it.
I know it makes you stagnant because you become stagnant.
Well, the thing is that I think that's your personal choice. I mean, I'm not going to stop you from doing it if you think that it's right, but don't project it over here. You keep it in your little world, whatever that is.
You see, like kung fu, when people practice that, they're seeking to better themselves. You know what I mean? It's completely opposite of that government propaganda.
I see what you're saying.
So, yeah.
Oh,
It's like he goes home, he'll sit down in front of the PlayStation or TV, and might have a beer with him, and he'll be in that position all night in that kind of sense. Whereas a kung fu person, it's difficult for them to sit down because they're always wanting to get up and practice this or that, and
well, yeah, it's dedication. It's a lifestyle. I would say.
yeah, it develops your Taurus field. Your Taurus field gets bigger from it, so it develops. It's really good in a spiritual sense.
Okay, you ready to play some more? All right.
Yeah.
Can, but it takes a lot of work or whatever and stuff. So, like, we've got a spiritual amnesia. We can't remember past lives, all these kind of things and stuff. Like I said, with work, stuff like that. Like a lot of Buddhists do claim to know their past lives and all that kind of thing. It depends. There's a lot of Buddhists in the world and stuff like that, but not all of them are at that kind of range and stuff. But I don't know. I'm generalizing, but it's like you try to. This is like our source in a sense. This is our, like I say, this is like our God. It's like this is our mother plant, the plant which kind of it birthed us basically. And so this is like the responsibility. This is what's responsible for our life. It's like, where else did it come from? This is like the best argument for speciation that I've got. Like, what I mean, the missing link and stuff. This is one of them. The fact that our home has got brain damage. It can't remember. It didn't know how to like connect to us. You have to go to, through lengths to get there yourself. Like, there's meditations, there's lots of spiritual practices which can take you there and stuff, like Reiki and whatever else and stuff. But crystals, or just being out in nature. I mean, that is one of the greatest things you can do in a sense. So, hang on a second.
The golden ratio. Yes.
Is the golden ratio, the Fibonacci spiral. Quite often we look at it and we see it in a very 2D representation. I mean, especially with lines that they show you like the rule of three kind of thing. But it makes it look 2D kind of thing.
That's the only way I've mostly seen it drawn out, especially in artwork. But if you look through nature, you'll find it definitely in the three-dimensional realm. It's not 2D. I think that's where you're going, right? It makes sense.
Yeah, it's a 3D thing.
Yeah. But I mean, to see the symbolism in it's not a bad thing. It's just that's not what we're looking for. And like a nautilus shell, that was the first thing I ever saw that was actually. And then they
These
always
are not
take
the
you to,
nautilus shells you're looking for.
They're not. Dang, you sure? I've seen nautiluses in real life at aquariums and stuff, and I've never been deep sea diving. So, from what I understand, they're pretty deep as it goes. Anything you want to add to it?
No.
All right, let's keep playing. I'm going to end in about, I would say, 30 minutes. I got to babysit the grandkids tomorrow in the early morning, so I'm
All
not
right.
going to stay too long. And so we can take this up tomorrow too, if you want to finish some more. I'm off after I get done with the grandkids, so I get the rest of the day after that. So, all right, here we go.
Now, when we compare this with the chakras, like funnels, you know what I mean, which come out. So a chakra is a vortex, and it's something which brings in the spiritual energy from the spiritual realm into this realm, so you can use it as like life force energy and stuff. There are quite a few
Okay,
things that
I've always had to ask this question. With suppose the chakras, how do they comport to the Fibonacci sequence as it goes? I've seen it drawn out in the Talmud. Their set of chakras, as opposed to like even the Hindi or the Buddhist chakras. They're all pretty much kind of the same. To say it's like
This
they
is an
got it from
illustration.
yeah.
The true form and shape of a chakra is much more like a rose. You know what I mean? How a rose unfurls and stuff like, and then you got that, like that mandala pattern. Like you got in middle a picture there, so you got where the heart is and stuff like that kind of thing. It shows you like a circle. It looks like a sun, like a blue sun in throat, and we're all different coloured suns. Like it goes red towards bottom and stuff. But the funnel is showing you the in and out aspect of it. So it's like how you draw the spiritual energy in, so then you can use it in this world in that kind of sense and stuff. So it's how a flower works. It draws in the water through the bottom, and then it produces a fruit out into this world. So in the same sense, humans can give birth as well. So it's the same
Yes,
shape.
I got you. Uh, I noticed you did the apple too, like the Toyota field with an apple. How you get the same field in the center, right?
Yeah, that's later, isn't it? You
It,
skipped in. Yeah.
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen that done in many different genres before, so it's
Yeah.
representative.
That's been done before, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, no doubt.
like that with a page, it shows you like from a tree and all these kind of things. So it's showing you the Taurus field and stuff like. But
I hear you. Well, we're gonna hit some more. Ready?
yeah.
Boom.
Let's talk about it with it and stuff like. One in reference of it being for the speciation. So, like our speciation with plants.
I wanted to say one thing though. We're all naked under our clothes, so don't be offended.
I think that plants, we've got the root chakra for all the root systems, and you know what I mean. That's like your survival chakra and stuff like. So, and then we've got like a crown chakra. And that's to do with spirituality, the heavens, and all these kind of things. So, that's like earthy, and that's more spiritual. So we've got like a range, you know what I mean, in between and stuff like, in a way. We're much more advanced than a plant and stuff like, but see in here you got these spirals which are kind of important. It also looks like plant cells.
It's speciating chakras with plants.
Okay, I follow you.
So that's why we're saying like we've got the root chakra, and our crown chakra is like our flower head. You know what I mean? It's like we've got the same functionality.
Well, don't tell me.
In ways, you know what I mean?
Don't tell me plants are our cousins next. We'll smack you.
they will. My audio's gone. I'm gonna have to jump out and come back.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
No problem. Jump out.
You won't let me.
Huh. Weird. The internet loves you, Lev. At least you didn't say rocks were our cousins, neither. There you go. You got it. So, Ryan, how's it going, sir? You still here with us? You're not asleep yet?
I'm still here. I'm
Oh,
not
God.
asleep. I should be, though.
Yeah.
I most certainly
Oh.
should.
That's what I'm getting over here on this end. Grandma's over here saying, you got to babysit. You should have been asleep hours ago. I'm like,
Oh yeah, everybody's got a lot to say about what you're doing. I know. Everybody, I love that.
yeah. Well, I got to be there at 7:15. That's in 5
But if you did that to them,
exactly.
boy, they'd throw a fit, boy. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to tell me what to do. How dare you?
Well, I will tell them what to do. I rose them. They're my youngins.
You rose them.
Yep. I raise them my youngins.
You keep
Yeah.
You keep roosing them.
Yeah, I keep rusing them all the time.
Keep roosing them up. Roose 'em up.
And we have 10 people watching. Pretty good. Not too bad. I haven't checked the chat in a minute. Oh, yeah, Lev's back. Hey, Lev, how you doing? You back?
Nice of you.
Robot polishers? Who's a robot polisher, Juno?
When we were talking
I've
about
been known.
I hear he does his own channel.
Jetsons.
The Jetsons. One day I'll be a robot polisher too, Mama. I keep getting notifications out of Element. Everybody over on the other side, they're on a different time zone, so I get to read their text half the night while I'm online. So it's good. All right, we're gonna go back to it. You ready?
Where the screen is now, where it says malfunctioning vortices rotate anti-clockwise. Right, so
Ooh.
like I use a clockwise yin yang. You know what I mean? So all my videos with the yin yang on thumbnail are always clockwise. It's like when the Nazi symbol, it used to be a symbol of chi, and then they turned it backwards. So like you know what I mean? That's like the antichrist aspect of things and stuff like that. So malfunctioning chakra, that's illness and stuff like. So keeping the cells.
Well, I'm going to show you something, Lev, right quick. I didn't realize what I was doing when I was younger, but I got this put on my arm when I was younger. I'll show it to you if I can. Do you see it?
Not yet. My screen lags sometimes. Oh, I see it now.
Yeah. I have one on my arm. It's there forever. So I pulled that out of a flash work. I said, I want that. And I changed it up. I changed the inside of it. I left it like an outline. And I had it goes all the way around my arm. So I thought, yeah, I didn't realize what the swastika was when I was younger. But I thought it was cool to have it, So I went and got that put on my arm. And I got thorns too, if you saw those. Right around.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube screen now.
Yeah, it's different. But I also have the four corners tattooed on my leg. I'll show that to you right quick. It's kind of
Is that Arizona?
No, like the four corners where the winds come from on Earth.
All right, yeah.
That four corners.
I've been to that one in Arizona.
Yeah. That's a little different. I'll put it on screen for you. Hold on. Give me a second. All right, it's right here. If I can hold the camera still, get light on it. But you see the arrows going from four corners.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they're symbolic to me, all of it. So I like them. I don't care what you like. It wasn't about you. Anyways.
No, it's your body. You can do what you want with it in that sense and stuff like.
How dare you?
Some people have got some awesome tattoos and stuff like. There's some horrible tattoos.
Really?
That's
funny. That's tattoos. That's it. I like that.
Yeah, I had one of my best friends was a professional tattooist, and he did those. I got all my tattoos for less than $20 a piece.
That's good.
It was, and he taught my brother how to do the art, so he learned how to tattoo, and he took up the career after that. So that he did that, and now he
too.
Well, I'll show you my brother. See if I can find a tattoo. He's funny.
Come on, man. You
I
got to
know.
get that joke. Come on, bro. You fast.
I did. I got it, but you know.
It took Lev a second even.
Well, I got it when you said it.
I know my audio's gone again. So I'm going to hold
Dang
my
it.
phone right close to me.
Okay.
I'll
You
do
get-
that and come back.
Why does that little picture on the wall show like your vagina having this little spot there? Energy particles growing in there. You get energy
I don't know.
particles in your vagina or in your butthole or something?
Well, I don't think it's your ass, dude. I think they're aiming at your genitalia.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna see if I can find my brother's website. I'll show you him. You'll like him. He's a nice guy, but he's certified. You know.
Is he really?
Yes, he is. I'll tell you what he's certified in too in a minute. He's
Certified
a
asshole?
tat.
I am.
Yeah, there you go. Certified asshole. That's what he is.
That works for me, man.
Grade
Been there.
A. Yeah. I'm gonna try to see if I can get his website off Facebook. He doesn't do YouTube, so.
A lot of people are like that. I don't know what's wrong with them.
How you doing?
It's not pulling it up. I'm still here. Hold on. I'm looking for my brother's website. I can't find it. Maybe he took it down. I'll tell you what. On my next show, I'll put his stuff on here. I'll premiere it. It's pretty cool. He's along the same lines of he studied with shaman, a couple of them, for like a year and a half. So he does ayahuasca, and
Ayahuasca.
yeah, ayahuasca. Yes, I've told you about him, yeah. Haven't I? So there you go. We're drawing energy particles and trapping them in your vagina. There you go. I don't think that's what they didn't put that vagina in there. So
So we were just expected to just think it was whatever.
well, it's your Yoo-hoo, your Yahoo, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Hoo-hoo.
Well, that's how you enter the world, dude. Think
Yeah,
about
I
it.
get it.
Yeah.
No, I don't need to think about it. I understand how that all that works. What does that got to do with me? Tell me.
What has to do with?
Explain to me.
I don't know.
What does your penis have to do with you being born? I mean, it doesn't have a lot to do with it, does it?
Well, not your
Not your
penis.
penis.
It
Exactly.
was somebody else's penis.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, definitely.
And if anybody's got kids in the room, cover their ears. Let's play a little more.
You know,
before
it
we get
really
off.
sucks that we humans come from a penis and we're grown in a vagina. It's kind of interesting. I mean, and then we spend the rest of our life trying to get back in or stay out of it.
I hear Yankees are born a different way. That's a different story.
Yankees. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Never heard of that though.
Oh, I got a story if you want to hear it.
Oh no.
I'll make it quick. All right. There was a sex education class in Rochester, New York, and it's at the end of Rochester, dude. New York.
Was Johnny there? Rochester has something to do with who did it.
Okay. I don't know if Johnny
He
was
was
there or
Rochester?
not. I'm pretty sure Johnny's been in Rochester too. Okay.
Probably, yeah. He usually is.
Well, anyway, the little black girl at the end of the session, she raises her hand. She asked a question. He goes, "You didn't say anything about anal sex, teacher." And she goes, "Yeah, if you want to know about that, that's how Yankees are born." That's the end of the joke. Yeah. All right. Sorry I took you down that road. I apologize. Yeah, I know.
How could you?
It's horrible.
It's
It's way off topic, too.
Horrible.
I want to apologize to my guest and everybody else in the audience, too, again.
Apologize to yourself while you're at it. It's all your fault.
I want to take it all back right now. I'm feeling so much regret. Yeah. All right, I'm going to play this. Yeah, back on the video.
Crystal cells, like our crystal forms kind of thing. So here we have Fibonacci spiral again. but this is more in a 3D representation. So the side view, you can see how it creates a funnel. So that's more like, in other pictures and stuff. So that's another version of it, what I mean? That's like a more simplified, this is more an accurate version. This is your 3D version of it and stuff. And it looks like an apple, doesn't it? It's like got a core, it's got 2 points that it goes in, kind of thing. And it's this flowing shape and stuff. Like a yin yang. And then we've got like old symbols. This is a Reiki symbol, which is supposed to be ancient and stuff. So this is for increasing your Reiki power for healing and stuff. And I think it's suggesting like a portal, like drawing the spiritual energy in and all that kind of thing. Earth energy, universal energy. So in symbology, what I mean? Because we see these in caves and stuff like that kind of thing, where it's been carved into rock or carved into wood at time and it's petrified since,
Yeah,
maybe.
I've actually seen that particular
this is
design
okay.
in Arizona, dude. They have a couple of down at the bottom of the North Rim in the canyon. There's a couple of caves and stuff that were supposedly cliff dwelling Indians and the like. Like I can't remember which particular tribe it was, but they do have this drawn on a couple of
Aha.
pots and then the walls and stuff. The same design, the exact same
Hit the
thing.
target.
Did it? What was the target? The Fibonacci sequence? Ting.
No, that's what it is a target.
Are you sure?
It's a portal.
Yeah.
Portal
It's a
target?
Sega swirl. It's a Sega swirl.
You're
Sega's got
supposed to
their
see
own
it
swirl.
in a 3D.
You've never heard of
way
Sega
of
Swirl, the
looking at
video
it.
game? Really?
It's like a tunnel then.
Okay, that's a tunnel. It's Vertigo, the movie.
Oh, we've got some Indian
It's
reference as
actually
well.
an umbrella, but you guys are close though.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen Sega stuff before, man. My girls had a Sega Genesis and a whole bunch of other games they had played with. I found my brother's link though.
This
I'll
was
put
on
it in
Dreamcast. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I've had Dreamcast too. Spiral, the dragon. He had a little members, the pieces to go with it. It was kind of cool.
Spyro.
All right. Yeah, they had a dragon called Spiral. They made a video game out of it.
Yeah.
The spirit, nature, and origins of life. You're in my history for some reason. How did you get in there? Yeah, I'm gonna post this. I'll show you my brother's stuff. He's kind of cool when it comes to it. Hey, I can hear me on here. Jeez. Pause. See if I can share this link. Yeah. See if we can open up Facebook on here. Right quick. You don't mind if we take a little detour for a second, do you?
Yeah.
Everybody? You're good with it? Okay. Right. Cool. I'll click on the on link. Do we have anybody new in here? I gotta give somebody a wrench. Hold on. I can't say your name properly. The Sute. I know who it is. Yeah, that's his name or her name.
Yeah. Is.
Don't know genders when you look at have people's names, do you?
Yeah, it's a guy. He does jiu-jitsu. Can call him Suts.
What's a
as
gender?
an alternative.
Never heard of that.
A gender?
Agendas?
What?
Like agendas?
I know what agendas are, but I know what genders are too. They're real things. It's letting me open it
Agenda?
up. Whoa. Yeah.
You went to an agenda?
I'll show you my brother's work he does right quick. It's kind of cool. Let's see. Share your screen, Roger. Here we are. We're going to go to Facebook. Hold on. We're going to another dimension. It's a place where people can say whatever they want and not make any sense whatsoever.
No way.
Facebook. All right, can you see the screen? ladies and gentlemen, this is my brother's designs. You see what he has here? He's got the peyote flowers here,
Mhm.
and this is some of his artwork. You get the idea, right? We'll go through some of it. He did. This is all 3-dimensional art. You use 3D glasses, and you use black lights, and it has a really cool effect when you're wearing the glasses. So you see his symbol he has down here, right? His heart symbol.
That's simple, yeah.
Yeah.
What's in
He's up your alley, and this is definitely Mayan or Aztec.
It's not mine. It's yours.
God help you. Why? Yes,
Not mine. It's yours.
it's Mayan.
It's
Now
yours.
let's go. I'll show you what he does. A couple more things too. I think this is representing a mushroom of some sort.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome.
And
Looks like a snake's
this
body.
is this is a mantis. I have this design. He did a couple of printouts for me, and I used to. My daughter has them printed out in poster form. So. It's kind of decent. You got the mirror effect too, almost. Got a lot of kind of cool looking stuff. And the name of his tribe is Mimosa. That's where he studied under. I think it has to do with a couple of different plants and their origins and stuff. He's got a lot of this kind of stuff. And we got the San Pedro, I think it's the San Pedro cactus and its blossoms. That's where they get the peyote from. There's more on this thing too. I'll take us back. I'll show you what he does for shows and stuff. Let's see if I can find a picture of him, but he took all his pictures off Facebook. So some more of his artwork there. He does shows and stuff.
Does
He
he?
goes out. Yeah, he does. Here's what he presents. See the artwork with the black light here.
Oh, cool.
That's La Jolla Indian Campground. That's near you, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I heard of it.
Yeah, heard of it. Yeah, I can't find it.
Sorry?
I'm making fun of the way he said heard. I heard of it.
Oh.
Heard?
Yeah, here,
Never heard of it.
here-
Never heard it.
here's
before?
it. You heard it?
You heard it.
That's his other design there with the 6-pointed star and each one of their points. He works with that kind of stuff. He's never done any drugs in his lifetime. Can you tell?
Never.
That's a good
No,
thing to
I'm-
know. Like with
I'm
colours and
being
all that kind of stuff,
sarcastic.
like, it's kind of
Yeah,
suggestive to that. Yeah. Oh, he has done
Yeah.
that.
So you get the gist of what my brother's kind of into with his artwork. And the hexagonal patterns.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
I'm giving you a plug, Walt, if you're watching this.
Plugging you.
And
I'm a plugging you.
it's got the flower of life design here. I'm pretty sure of where he went with that.
The flower of the life.
The flower.
The flower of the life. You see? You see?
Got
The
the
flower of the life. See?
flowers of life.
You not understand me, huh?
Well, the only other thing I can say for my brother, and I'm going to stop sharing it. If you want to go visit him, he's on Facebook. You can buy his merch if you want to. He sells it. That's how he makes his extra money and stuff. But he is a flat earther, so I guess say that much. I got to give him that.
Cool.
He's a flat. And now I'm opened our page without our other pages. So I'm going to get back to your page. Where you at? The spirit of nature. There we go. I don't know how I separated Restream from the rest of it, but I did. He doesn't. He's not really in it to make himself rich. He's out there doing what he does, I guess. So.
What he does, yes. That's what he does.
How long have we got?
Let's see what time is it now? It's 2:38. I want to stop in probably the next 20 minutes at the
Yes,
longest.
sorry, almost 2 o'clock, dude.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
going to jump out and come back then. That's me. Audio's
Okay.
done. And I was at the bathroom at the same time, so give me a minute.
Did the bus come in
It'll let
again?
my phone
Yeah.
cool. It'll let my phone
Okay.
cool down at the same time, kind of thing, because I think it's overheating and that's why it kind of puts out and stuff like. So I'll be right back.
It's cold outside.
Okay. It's really cold here. It's like 3 degrees outside right now. Well, how cold is it where you are, Ryan?
About 50, 40 degrees for you guys. Not cold, but it's cold.
That's warm, dude, compared to me. Yeah.
Is it?
3 degrees, and we got a wind, so it feels like it's below. So,
Right.
yeah. We still got people in the chat.
We do.
Yeah.
Awesome.
9 of them without Lev. Same amount. I guess they like it. I'm glad you guys are hanging in here. We're kind of chewing the cud almost. Yeah. But we're getting there. I don't chew cud. That's a cattle thing. We're not low-cal here. We're not stuck up neither. Yeah. We're just folks. Deal with it. How dare I? As I heard it said somewheres. How dare you, sir?
I heard it said. Somewhere I heard it said.
Did Mama say? Mama said? Mama said? I think we should play a song while we're waiting. What do you think?
Why not?
Yeah, let's go for it. We're going to play a song for y'all. It goes like this.
Something like y'all here, right here. Right
Y'all come on in, listen to my song. I'll play Charlie. It's a good song.
Charlie.
I like Charlie. Charlie likes me. Who is Charlie? I never met Charlie though, but I'm sure there's a few Charlies in the world, sir. Yeah.
Sure there is too.
Yeah. Here and there. Play.
All aboard, stitching time. Get yours, got mine. In a minute, I'll be there. Sit tight, get square. You could do it at the tipper throne. Slide back, trombone. Anybody got a TV tone? That's right. Oh no. When I pick up on that smell, pick it up and run like hell. Little woman said, Miss Some, better get up on your run. Everybody do the twist. Get the message on Fleet's fist. Move around like a scientist. Lay down, get kissed. Big picture and it never lies. Big Daddy will advise.
Hey, Lev, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
I thought I would entertain people while you were gone.
Where'd he go?
Yeah. Well, he crawled in a couple of places here and there, and then he made it back to our world, as you would call it. All right. Back to the unknown. Lev. And his presentation. If I can get back to the dang thing. I done messed up my internet. All right, here we go. Got it. And the spirit of nature, my friend.
Very symbol for getting into the fairy realm, which again, it's using this old kind of symbology and stuff It's almost like that were kind of part of a language in a way.
Oh, it's a dream catcher.
Dreamcatcher's kind of doing the same thing. You can see it as more of a 3D, although it's 2D in it, but it's kind of creating a 3D illusion. So again, 3D.
Now, has anybody ever climbed one of those stair rails? The spiral ones? Tell the truth.
I've been up some.
That was the style back in the day. I've been in like a lot of old theaters and stuff, and if you go up and down a lot of to the balconies and backstage, they like to throw those in. I guess it was kind of like a symbolic thing. It's like it was easy to find them back in the day. They don't make them as much as they used to, I don't think. And what we're looking at here is
It might be like
go ahead.
part of how they knew how to work with nature, and they kind of like copied the design.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like everything we did, it was like a nod to it at least.
Yeah.
You know, like well, this is the natural way of doing things. This is a spiral.
Like that Lost History of Flat Earth, and Sobrin's been playing it, hasn't he? So like it shows you how they designed things to incorporate water. So water would have a certain frequency and all that kind of stuff. Like so, they knew about it. They must have known. Yeah, I mean, I kind of think even the origins of life stuff that I'm doing, I think they knew about that back then.
Yeah. And I mean,
Not about my work,
yeah.
but I think they knew where we came from. You know, I mean, I think they figured it out.
Well, they don't teach it though. Does anybody teach this kind of stuff in a class? No.
This no. I mean, like before the disaster, when all those star forts were functional and all that kind of stuff, when they were first put up and all that kind of stuff, like when they were designed to incorporate with the water and all that kind of stuff, like so. They probably have spiral staircases and everything, you know what I mean, as well, and that kind of way.
Yeah, I got you. It makes sense, but I mean, they don't pass it down. You know, it's like the knowledge. That's what I mean when I say teach. I don't mean that your public
but
school system don't teach it.
Everything's got destroyed, hasn't it? Like the forest got destroyed, and that war's continued ever since. So it's like, how long have we been controlled by this so-called government? Because when you look back into like Julius Caesar and all that kind of stuff, then it was definitely going on then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that were a massive assault on all the different nations at the time. So all the different cultures of belief and stuff, and most of the world were like Celtic. So they kind of enforced their knowledge. Then you start to have like Christian Celts and all that kind of stuff. It kind of weaned away from it in that kind of sense. And I think Celtics weren't actually the origin either. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's been diluted and mixed up and changed and all these kind of things and stuff like. Like you know, like in war when they were book burning and all that kind of stuff. Like there were probably a lot more books which were burnt outside of what we realise or whatever stuff. Like were they all supposed to be like religious books? But I bet there were a lot of knowledge books which were destroyed. Like, you know, all bombings and all these kind of things, destroying museums or whatever else and stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff that got destroyed. I mean, it's like, you know, I think a lot of it was the people that they got rid of. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people that couldn't retell the stories of the old and stuff like that kind of thing because they went to war. You know what I mean? So, as like, you know, that knowledge usually got passed down through family and stuff like that. And we've had to go through so much over all these years, it's kind of like changed. You know, like the wars in past and stuff like that kind of thing, like you know, French Revolution, Napoleonic Wars or whatever and stuff like that. But even way further back than that, like Saxons and whatever. You know, what I mean, this continuation of these wars throughout history. You know, what I mean, I think it is heavily to suppress us, mainly to suppress us, like you know, and change history as they go along and stuff like that. So.
Well, yeah.
The new history.
The new history
is the issue.
Huh. Well,
because we changed it all. That's like the old history was the original history, and it's like, well, that is the history. It's just that you know they don't want us to know. That's why the beginning of time starts when all the volcanoes were. So you know what I mean? It's like that's not the beginning of time. That's the end of time.
I kind of see where you.
Not the end of time, but the end of our timeline of history before they started to mess things up.
Well, it seems to be the problem, doesn't it? Like it seems like we're messing things up, but the thing is, I think there's enough people conscious enough to see that it's not leading us anywhere in particular, except for uh, atheism and nihilism and everything that goes along with it. It's about the human being the most important thing here, right? It's you. You're the problem. But I think that's incorporated. They want you to think that you being you is the problem. It's not. It's a war against the nature of you, your own nature. They it's I can't come up with a word.
We're a big part of it. Like that's why we want everybody to be asleep. If you wake up, then you're like because you're a fuse between heaven and earth in that sense. Then you're a big part of that amnesia. So everybody that wakes up, like the more we look at nature, the more we discover about ourselves, the more we become spiritually connected. So then that's an awakened fuse. And if everybody wakes up like that, then that the forest will recognize it. So nature will probably react to it in a way. So the potential for giant trees to start growing again probably increase. You know what I mean? And also, if everybody wakes up, then all the government power will cease as well, which is good.
Well, didn't it,
We'll have, we'll become self-empowered,
well,
basically.
a lot of the world leaders actually see this, and whenever they try to do something about it, something happens to their ass. You know what I mean? Anybody that try
We do something about
oh
what?
the system and what it's designed to do. Any of the leaders that get into office and actually try to do something forward thinking like this, they end up with in a demise. Something happens to them. You haven't noticed that? When a
Yeah,
leader speaks, a leader dies.
it's concerning because it's like like what we're doing is kind of like a bit of a risk and that kind of sense and stuff like. But if everybody wakes up, you know what I mean? If that's all it needs a tipping point for us. Then you know what I mean? It's like there's that many people which are awake now, they can't get rid of this. You know what I mean? It's kind of impossible. It's kind of, so I don't know. I just kind of think like if everybody wakes up, that is the tipping point. You know what I mean? As we become self-empowered and stuff. And it's like I put it on my YouTube channel, like my description, flat Earth researcher, fight the system with love and light. And that's like the pathway. So it's like these videos, I'm not attacking the government. I'm showing people nature. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just that if I do talk about the government, I suppose that's a bit different. Because really, it's like, well, it really is, it's exposing them as well. And, they've already exposed themselves in that kind of sense and stuff. So,
It's pretty cool.
um,
Well, you want to round up here, and we can take up from here tomorrow. We're sitting right on a Nautilus.
well, can you?
And I was thinking about playing New Moon's new video. What do you think? Have you seen
All
it?
right, yeah. He's got a float.
His last one.
I've watched such. I've not watched his recent one, no.
It's
Carol's.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll look it up right now. All right, so we're stuck. We're stuck at exactly 8 minutes 48 here, aren't we? 49. Yeah. I'll write it down. So Ryan, you got anything to add before I play New Moon?
Oh, I got a lot to add, but we don't have all night.
Well, you can add whatever you want to. You don't. You got a lot to add. Do you
Okay,
got a calculator?
I'll add 3 to everything, and that'll make it fine.
Are you going to place that order tonight or tomorrow? We'll make it for you
In 3 days.
Okay, in 3 days. All right. Well, Lev, it's been a way having you here.
Banner's live as well.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We could say hi to everybody over there. So I'm going to round off with New Moon.
Hi, everybody out there. Bye, everybody out there.
Everybody out there. See if it'll pull it up. The algorithm does not like me for some reason. It gives me everything but what I'm looking for. I am sub to them now, so I'll go to my subscription, see if it pulls it up. I could go to my history too. I was playing it earlier today. Somebody did a thing on a Chi Creation, Love and Light Part 6 today, 11 hours ago. Who would that be?
It was a good episode, is that? Because I was quite worried, like, throughout the series, I'm like showing a lot of space things and there's loads of trigger words, like, as like being a truther and all that kind of stuff. And now we've looked at space and stuff. It's the alternative narrative which needs to be applied. You know what I mean? So, like I say, I've got like faith in truth movement that we can figure it out what it all is. You know what I mean? And not have the NASA narrative and all that kind of stuff over it.
Oh, did you hear?
So yeah, like I said,
Did you hear that Mikey's coming up here to Denver
it-
after he gets done in Los Angeles or in Vegas? He's coming up here. I know. So I'm gonna probably end up spending a
Sounds
day
good,
with him and the Flat Earth Mobile. It's going to be fun.
Is he taking his
Yeah,
car with
he's
him?
driving. It's kind of cool. I'm trying to get to all my history, and it's not showing. Come on, New Moon, you're in here somewhere. Oh, here he is. I found him. Ta-da! Open that thing up. I done messed up my YouTube page. Share, like. Good night, everybody. Go see Mr. Banner. He's doing a show, I hear. And I'm going to play this out. This is New Moon's newest video. Cheers. See you later.
Later. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Carol. That was a decent video, dude. I get the point. I gotta get to the shutting down part. Ryan, anything else you want to add to this soiree? What do you think of that video?
It was all right, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They put everybody on the other side, and well, he's got other videos that are the exact opposite too. I've never met the guy, so. And Flats actually played that on the show today too. I thought it was different in him to do so. Yeah, I know. Who knew? Interesting, huh?
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
All right. I'm ending the stream. I'm going to go over and say hi to David and then go to sleep. Night, everybody. Night, Ryan.
Nighty night, bro.
Night. Later.